Join me, won't you, as we take a look at my top 31 favorite horror films, one for each day in October. This is my personal opinion, so it may differ from yours. This is a non-spoiler review, so sit down, strap yourself in, because tonight we're taking a look at 1933's King Kong. King Kong, directed by Marion Cooper, may not be considered a horror movie by today's standards. However, in 1933, this film was horrific. Audience members had not seen anything like Kong before, and they ate it up. I honestly don't know why King Kong isn't mentioned when talking about the greatest movies of all time. King Kong was huge and monumental, not only in his size and stature, but the sheer cultural and influential impact he had on future cinema. Citizen Kane did a lot for film, but I argue King Kong did more, and King Kong was released 8 years before Citizen Kane. First off, King Kong was the first American film to have a musical score made specifically for it. Sure, there is background music in other movies prior to this, but King Kong's score went with the action and was made specifically for the scene. Could you imagine a horror movie without a loud jump scare clash in the middle of the music, or an action movie without a pulse-pounding beat pushing the action along? In some cases, the score of the film make the film, and we have King Kong to thank for that. Also, the special effects were not only groundbreaking, but they changed the way movies were made. Willis O'Brien was in charge of the stop motion, and boy, did he do a fantastic job. Many believe Willis O'Brien to be the grandfather of stop motion animation. And even though technically he had better effects later in his career, King Kong was a landmark of his achievements. And he invented a lot of the techniques in Kong that he used later in his career and then passed down to his pupil, Ray Harryhausen. Stop motion animation was used with many of the same techniques introduced in Kong up until Jurassic Park. Kong was a technical marvel and still is. All the interactions with Kong are still breathtaking, and it's fun to sit down and try to figure out how they did it, and knowing they were the first to really perfect the techniques that they used. There's no doubt that King Kong has made a lasting impact on cinema. Heck, it's still super profitable, with films still being made to this day. Without Kong, we wouldn't have 32 Godzilla films, which spawned giant monster movies in general. We also wouldn't have special effects the way that we do now. King Kong significantly influenced Peter Jackson, Steven Spielberg, Ray Harryhausen, Terry Gilliam, George Lucas, and many others.
We came here to get a moving picture, and we found something worth more than all the movies in the world.
With his technical marvel and cultural influence, King Kong has made a huge, lasting footprint in film history. And no, I'm not monkeying around.